Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel, the Lucky Stars community. Cat Star here with a timeless reading. Timeless meaning no matter when you come across this message and it resonates with you, it is for you. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And also a huge shout out to the channel members. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you so much. All right, now you probably could see these are mine. So if you've been on the channel for a minute, I have these decks that I created at the beginning of the channel and used quite a bit. I think then they're 3 separate decks, but I have put them together for this specific timeless reading, Aquarius. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what message you need to hear, what needs to come through for you during this time. This is going to be kind of a quick reading, I do suspect, but sometimes the readings get away from me. So let's go ahead and see. Becoming braver, resilience, experience, growing stronger, fresh perspective, number 5. Now these ones are a little bit harder to see because they're holographic, but this is number 5. So number 5 or 5s bring change. So some of you are moving into this place where you're being required to become a little bit braver. You're gaining experience or growing stronger or a fresh perspective. So for some of you, kind of like hangman energy, okay? Ooh, interesting. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, you've got a rebel at heart. Rebel at heart. You've got it's time to rise up. Okay. New beginnings are so sweet. And now isn't the time. So for some of you, this isn't. Now, isn't that interesting that time is coming through here twice as far as it's time to rise up and now isn't the time. Interesting energy coming through here, Aquarius. So with these, there's this energy coming through with this becoming a braver card, this resilience, this growing stronger. There is something that it's not the time for. So right when you hear that, now isn't the time, whatever it is that has been on your mind, on your heart, is something the one that's been weighing on you the most. Okay. For some reason, Spirit's bringing through here that now isn't the time. That doesn't mean that tomorrow won't be the time, or right, depending on when you see this reading or when this reading kind of jumps out to you and you click on it, right, Aquarius? But for some reason, something right now, there's a bit of a delay within this, okay? Again, as I said, that hanged man energy is kind of coming through here, okay? With this first card, with this bravery card, kind of have that hanged man energy coming through or becoming braver, kind of that hangman energy coming through. That hangman, it's almost as if something needs to happen. There is something, some experience, some growth that needs to come through with that, okay? And or a fresh perspective that needs to come through before that happens. Now, like I said here, Aquarius, that doesn't mean that it might not happen tomorrow or, you know, that it might not. But for now, for some reason, there's a bit of a delay with this, okay? Doesn't mean forever. It just means that right now, right here in this moment, as you're watching this message, is not the time, okay? So however that comes through for you. But now then you also have this rebel at heart energy. This rebel at heart energy. This is really coming through, Aquarius, with for some of you, this is kind of this bullheaded energy coming through with the rebel at heart. Now, of course, Aquarius we are the rebels, right? Aquarius, the sign is generally known as or classified as or put into like, right, the rebel at heart, somebody who does things kind of different than everybody else, doesn't go with the standard normally, right? And there are exceptions, of course, but you're in the space here, Aquarius, where you are moving on to bigger, brighter things, where you are in the space of really knowing that just because everybody is going right doesn't mean that you need to, that you can go down the center or left. There are different options, different choices, and that we're all here for different reasons. This is really coming through with the strong energy, Aquarius, that somebody or something is really wanting you to look at something a certain way, to see something a certain way, to do something a certain way. And you're just like, yeah, nah, I'm not really doing this. This is really coming through like I'm seeing a bunch of students at school and they're learning a certain way to do things or a certain way, right? Or you're learning things so that you can take the test, okay? But this is the real world, right? This is the real world, baby. That's not really the way it works a lot of times. We go through all of that through schooling and through life, kind of being shown okay, well, you have to learn all this stuff and then you can take this test and then you can go through this and that. But the real world really is like you're being shoved into stuff and you're being thrown at you and you're being tested all the time so that you can learn the lesson. It's kind of backwards. So this is the real world is what's coming through. And you're coming through here, Aquarius, with this energy of, you know what, I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to rise up, right? It's time to rise up and make my mark. I'm going to do something different. I am going to create my space, my place within this world, right? I have this whole different kind of outlook or this whole different view, Aquarius. This is your energy, right? You have this whole different energy, this whole different outlook, this whole different perspective, or you're gaining that, right? And potentially that's why now isn't the time, is because it hasn't come to full completion. You haven't gained all of the experience. You haven't gained all the growth or the bravery, right? Because this is going to take for some of you some bravery to step outside. For many of you, though, you have always done this, and it is creating this new beginning, as in new beginnings are so sweet, okay? This new beginning is coming in, Aquarius, and it's happening quick because you realize you see things differently than others. You go to the beat of your own drum. You are a rebel at heart. And sometimes we, as Aquarians, and just in general as human beings, can shy away from that. But there's something coming through here, Aquarius. I'm going to take that because Spirit was like, you have to take that, Cat. The world right there, right? The real world. This is the real world, baby, and this is how it goes. You've got the sun. See, when we shy away from that, we can create a lot of struggle for ourselves. We can create this energy of really having kind of a difficult time, right? Instead of that sweetness that is meant for us, instead of that understanding that this is how things really work in the world, we can be conditioned, we can be put into these places, into these spaces, or kind of stuffed into these boxes or into these ideas that really don't work for all, right? For the rebels at heart, for those that see things a bit differently or move a bit differently, or you know, kind of push back a little bit against the status quo and or a lot, right? And create this beautiful impact, this beautiful bold change, this shift, right? As far as like the sun energy goes, really having this energy of celebrating and seeing things differently in a more almost positive and uplifting, enlightening way, right? It brings about a new kind of understanding, a new aspect. And for some people, Aquarius, this is coming through as almost this energy that this is a specific reading for you because it's so specific. Because you are in this space, in this place where you are bringing this lightness, this sun, this sweet new beginning, this rising up energy, right? Almost this rebel energy, rebel with a cause here, Aquarius. And there are people that are wanting to stay in the dark, okay? Now you've got the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups. Look at this. There's a lot of emotion around this, Aquarius. all of these cups coming out at once, there is a lot of emotion with that Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, so much emotion. There is somebody that is really attached to this other way of thinking. However this comes through for you, Aquarius, this learning and then being tested instead of those tests coming through so you can learn the lessons. Whatever this is for you, Aquarius, there is a lot of emotion around this for either you or somebody is really attached. Again, the people that want to stay in the dark, Aquarius, that aren't ready to rise up or, kind of have their own thoughts or think differently potentially, or be able to even have an open mind, they're going to be very emotional about this, very attached. Some of them are potentially going to be a bit angry, right? The Queen of Cups is a very compassionate energy, also a very calming energy. So this is coming through as potentially you, Aquarius. You're like kind of almost testing the waters somewhere, or with a group or with a person or somewhere to, kind of bring about a new kind of thought process or a new understanding. Or maybe you're just guiding people to a different way of seeing things or thinking, right? It's not really, but right, you're bringing kind of this sunshine through the rain for some people. Some people are really having a difficult time, and with this becoming braver, this change energy, I know that one's difficult to see. It's time to rise up, and really, really bring almost this new understanding, this new energy. This is really coming through, Aquarius, with the Knight of Cups. Is almost like this charming energy, right? This charming energy is going to potentially assist you. I'm not sure why this message is coming through for you, but there is that rising up. There is the Age of Aquarius. There is that awakening, right? The chosen one's energy. And there is some charm that goes with that, Aquarius. So some of you are moving into that space of really following your heart and opening up. Some of you have been shying away from that, and now you're in the space of moving into that warmth, into that compassion, into that true, real you, and following your heart. And it's bringing you to this Ace of Cups energy. And this Ace of Cups energy, Aquarius, is gorgeous. There's this newness, right? You've got this new beginnings are sweet. There's this newness, as if you're waking up for it the first time and really seeing, understanding, and having this connection, this spiritual connection, this emotional connection to kind of all things. Some of you may have felt as if you were not meant for this world, or you didn't belong, but there is this shift, this change that is coming through here, Aquarius, that is creating a newness. Okay, you have gone through the tests for many of you and have already gained. Listen, look at this. Isn't this interesting? You have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, and here you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you may be coming into contact with some energies that are a bit younger, and you as a queen, potentially, right? Non-gender specific, male, female. It's not about the gender, it's about the energy. But have this kind of authority a little bit, and kind of guiding and shaping in a beautiful and wonderful way, not in a weird or gross way. Okay. But just this understanding, it's almost as if kind of going back to seeing the students in school, right? We're taught, right? We're taught all these things, and we have all of these lessons so that we can be tested, right? Everything happens, or you're taught all of these quote unquote facts or history or what have you. This is the message coming through, Aquarius. Okay. And then you're tested on them to see if you can remember everything, basically, is what it is. And the test is kind of biased in a way, Aquarius. In real life, in the real world, that with this real world, Aquarius, it doesn't always work that way. And many times you're tested so you can learn the lessons, and that is what is coming through. It's almost as if with these two queens and these two knights, right? And then we've got those two. This is getting a bit confusing, but with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of, oh, look at that, I mixed I put them, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. You had the Ace of Cups. Okay, so all cups, very emotion based. And then the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Wheel of Fortune, right? Which is moving into like this space of being very kind of physically well off all the way through, right? Because your pentacles are your money and that sort of thing, and then your Wheel of Fortune is kind of that luck or that karma coming around. Isn't that so interesting here, Aquarius? Isn't that so interesting? This is wow, blowing my mind here. Okay, so with the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, you just have this energy coming through, Aquarius, with you kind of coming through as the Queen, really having that patience, kind of that nurturing, those new, really kind of progressive ideas, and then really kind of teaching those to the knights, right? Having and then the knights can move out and kind of take action with these new ideas, with this kind of changing the way, right? The way that the world is kind of coming through, or the way that people are seeing things, this kind of outdated, old kind of way of things happening, right? The Queen of Pentacles, she's very practical, she's very savvy, she kind of really sees the big picture, moving into that energy, Aquarius, of seeing the big picture, and that is you. And for some of you, with that Knight of Pentacles, you're really just being in this place of really having that energy of nurturing kind of the younger generation for some of you, right? And again, this is coming through as a reading for chosen ones that are assisting others within this awakening period. But there's this energy of being reliable, being hardworking, being willing to have that open mind, right? And going after that gain of whatever asset, whether that's or whatever kind of form, right? Whether that's like a physical gain or a material gain, or a gain of knowledge, right? Or a monetary gain, of course, as well here, of course. But there's this energy coming through with this that is really all about this opening up, and this energy of change, of having this luck or this turning point, right? For some of you, you've gone through the cycles, you've been through all the things, and now you're like, wait, I get to be a rebel. I get to move into this energy of this new beginning. It's time to rise up. It's time to kind of move in a new direction. If you've been in one space for long enough, Aquarius, it's time for something new, right? And you have that wheel. So some of you, excuse me, and you have the world. So look, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the world. And isn't that interesting, as this is coming through, or as this reading is coming through, with this is the real world, baby, Aquarius. This is the real world. The real world doesn't work like we're taught many of times, right? Like we're conditioned, or we're led to believe, or right? We get to have this energy with the Wheel of Fortune of really kind of turning that around, or having a turning point, this change coming through. Again, you have a completion with the 10, and then you have the 5 here. There's a lot of change that is happening. People are waking up, Aquarius. There is this energy of really moving through, right? You've got two kind of you've got the Wheel of Fortune and the world, two circular or spherical. It's coming to full kind of a full completion here, Aquarius. And there's this energy of this waking up, this energy of really being in a state of wholeness, of understanding, and really opening up and allowing for others to be in that space too. That is for some going to be very emotional, but you're bringing the light, Aquarius. You're bringing that sun through. You're bringing a new beginning. You're opening your eyes, your mind, and that's allowing others to open their eyes and their mind too, bringing a new, fresh perspective in whatever way this is, Aquarius. But again, this really is coming through as a chosen one reading. So I do hope that it resonates with you and for you. If it does, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. thriving. If you would like to support the channel in another way, please do hit that join button and check out the membership portion of the channel and all the perks, and you can sign up through there. All right. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.